The twisted villain could be set for a dramatic return to the cobbles in the not-too-distant future, a prospect that would undoubtedly leave her former victim, Lucas Hodgson Whale, deeply unsettled. Megan first appeared in Weatherfield last year as a seemingly respectable athletics coach. However, she secretly abused her position of authority to groom Will into an illicit and exploitative relationship, all while keeping the truth hidden from his unsuspecting family, including stepmom Eva Price, dad Ben Driscoll, and grandmother Maggie Driscoll. Over the following months, Megan manipulated Will into keeping their secret meetings hidden through a calculated mixture of affection and intimidation. She would shower him with attention one moment, before deliberately withdrawing it the next, including when she started dating teacher Daniel Osborne, simply to maintain appearances. Throughout the ordeal, Will struggled to recognize that he was being abused. Surprisingly, it was Sam Blakeman who became the first person to uncover Megan's disturbing behavior. However, the young investigator paid a huge emotional price for trying to expose her, as Megan relentlessly intimidated and harassed him, eventually pushing him towards a serious mental health crisis. That prompted Sam's fiercely protective adoptive mum, Leanne Battersby, to join forces with her sister Toya Battersby and Eva in a desperate attempt to gather enough evidence to bring Megan down. Unfortunately, the manipulative coach always seemed to be one step ahead of them. Even Will's formidable grandmother Maggie was unable to defeat the predator. After Maggie violently pushed Megan while she was supposedly pregnant with Will's baby, the wicked coach claimed that the attack had caused her to lose the child. In reality, however, Megan had secretly undergone a termination. Eventually, Will began to understand the truth after Tim Metcalf recognized what had been happening to him. Before Will planned to escape to Paris with Megan, Tim managed to open his eyes by drawing on his own experience of being exploited by an older woman during childhood. With Tim's support, Will finally found the courage to report Megan to the police, leading to the predator being arrested and taken into custody. That brings us to Megan's recent trial, which proved to be an extremely tense affair. Things initially went badly when Will broke down while giving evidence and claimed that he had invented the story about their sexual relationship. Ben's explosive temper then put the case at further risk when he lost his patience during Megan's questioning in court. His outburst resulted in him being removed from the courtroom, leaving Megan's conviction looking increasingly uncertain. Thankfully, the judge recognized that Will had lied while under oath and gave him another opportunity to provide his evidence. This time, Will spoke honestly and revealed to the court the full extent of the sexual and psychological abuse he had suffered. Then came the moment Coronation Street viewers had been waiting for. The jury found Megan guilty on all charges and handed her a 5-year prison sentence. She was last seen being led away from the dock while shouting that Will had lied, maintaining her innocence and insisting that she would appeal. But could Megan somehow manipulate her way out of prison? That possibility has been hinted at by actress Beth Nixon during a recent appearance on the Inside Soap podcast. When asked whether Megan could make another appearance on screen in the future, Beth remained intriguingly vague, simply suggesting that viewers would have to wait and see. The actress was also asked whether she would be interested in returning to the role while Megan is behind bars. Beth made it clear that she would happily reprise the character, explaining that she would welcome any opportunity to return. She also admitted that leaving the show had been emotional, revealing that she cried extensively on her final day. Beth added that she had loved working on Coronation Street and felt incredibly fortunate to have been trusted with such a major storyline. As for Megan's future behind bars, viewers have already learned that she has been involved in a prison fight off-screen. Speaking about how the manipulative character could cope with spending every day inside a prison cell, Beth pointed out that Megan has always been skilled at finding ways out of difficult situations. However, prison will expose her to a completely different range of personalities, potentially creating even more trouble for the dangerous character. Coronation Street confirms Nina Lucas's emotional exit storyline after 7 years. Coronation Street has officially revealed Nina Lucas's final storyline as her upcoming departure from the soap approaches. The character will leave Weatherfield this summer, after spending 7 years on our screens. Thankfully for viewers, Nina will not be killed off as part of her exit. Instead, the waitress will say an emotional goodbye to those closest to her before setting off to begin an exciting new chapter in her life. Last month, Nina made a major decision when she and her former girlfriend, Asha Alahan, agreed to move into a home together. Although both women believed their previous romance would not cause difficulties, Asha's new relationship soon led to accusations of jealousy. Following an awkward misunderstanding, Nina was given some blunt advice about how little progress she had been making in her own life. In the episodes ahead, she decides to take those comments seriously and searches for a completely different challenge. In scenes airing on Friday, August 21, Nina returns from a job interview in Whitby with disappointing news. She tells Roy Cropper that the interview went terribly and that she does not expect to hear back from the employers anytime soon. However, Nina is later stunned when she receives a message from Ruby at the art gallery offering her the position. The unexpected opportunity leaves Roy facing the emotional reality of his niece preparing to leave Weatherfield. A Corrie source explains that Nina has been encouraged to finally move forward and make positive changes in her life. Asha recently gave Nina some much-needed honesty, pointing out that she had become too focused on her ex-girlfriend's new romance instead of concentrating on her own future. The new position could provide Nina with the fresh beginning she desperately needs, while also leaving the possibility open for her to return and visit Roy again at some point. George turns down Christina in Coronation Street as she falls into despair. Warm-hearted, gentle, compassionate, and blessed with a huge heart, Weatherfield's most lovable undertaker has become a firm favorite with viewers since he first arrived on the cobbles. His devoted fatherly bond with Todd Grimshaw and his unwavering support while Todd dealt with the horrific abuse inflicted by Theo Silverton helped George establish himself as one of the soap's most beloved characters. Christina Boyd, however, was initially far less popular when she arrived as Daisy Midgley's calculating, manipulative, and ruthless mother. A ruthless con artist with little sympathy for others, Christina needed to leave Weatherfield and later return before eventually winning people around, particularly after finding happiness with George. It soon became apparent that beneath her harsh exterior, she also had plenty of caring qualities. However, doubts began to emerge when Christina started receiving a series of mysterious phone calls, making it obvious that she was concealing something serious. George's sister, Glenda, became determined to discover exactly what was going on. When Christina slipped away and headed to her car, Glenda took the opportunity to search through her handbag and uncovered a credit card statement that appeared to be connected to Mary Taylor. George became even more suspicious when he spotted Christina in the precinct embracing a mysterious man named Lenny. When he confronted her, he finally discovered the shocking truth behind her secretive behavior. Christina was struggling with a serious spending addiction and had secretly opened a credit card using the name of her former husband, Lenny. George was left stunned when Christina confessed that she had also used Mary and Glenda's personal details to obtain additional credit cards. Although Christina eventually admitted what she had done and even attended a support group for addicts at the community center, Todd soon discovered that she had still failed to control her spending habits. Next week, George and Christina are looking forward to a trip to Somerset, where they plan to visit some of George's relatives. Unfortunately, Todd later tells George that Christina has continued spending money secretly, prompting George to tell her that she can no longer accompany him on the trip. Determined to escape her worries, Christina heads to the Rovers with Todd for a night out. However, she eventually admits that she is finding it difficult to enjoy herself because she is terrified that she may have permanently damaged her relationship with George. Could Christina's fears prove to be justified? Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.